What up, good people? It's your boy Mogul Mal, man. I'd like to welcome you all to Mal on Movies, where I discuss movies that I like from the theater to the couch. Now remember, I'm not a critic, I just like movies. Welcome, man. It's been a nice couple weeks of movies that I've seen thus far. And if you caught the last episodes or clips of it, like I said, I still want to highlight and let people know to go check out Sing Sing. Like I said, that was a really good movie. I stand by that. And also Raw Peace. That was another movie that we spoke about that I spoke highly of. So definitely, if you haven't checked those out, please do. Those movies are pretty fire. But today, man, my movie lineup. I just let you just run through what I've seen over the past couple weeks, and then, like I said, I'm only going to highlight a few of those that I've seen. I went to see a movie called Skincare. I seen Blink Twice, The Crowe, 1992, and The Forge. So that's what I'll kind of be intertwining into today. Daytrick, how you feeling back there, my man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
So out of the ones that I've named, what have you seen?
Blink Twice.
Blink Twice. Okay. Yeah. Now we'll get to that. So just on a quick skincare, if y'all see that, like I said, I thought it was a cool it was a cool movie. Nothing crazy. Nothing to go too deep into. If you all go see it or wait till it comes out on streaming, that's fine too. I did see The Crowe. Now I know, like I said, that it's the remake of the one from '94. I can't remember that one completely, and I didn't take the time to go back and see it. But I will say this: if you like action and just ridiculous, like if you into John Wick type of deal, there are those type of scenes in there. I thought storyline they try to keep it a little more modern version than what the original was in '94. But like I said, I enjoyed it for the action. But I was going and reading from different critics and folks who maybe kind of compared it to the new one. But those who seen it, I'm pretty sure you all, like I said, I like to hear your thoughts on it. For me, it was more entertaining. It took it to another level. I didn't know what to expect because, like I said, I don't remember the first one. But what I did find interesting in that particular movie, like I said, just to give you a quick background, it was two I don't even know what to call misfits. They were in like a detention center or kids that end up falling in love. It was very random. Like storyline, very random. Let's just start right there, right? And so a young girl gets killed by like a demon possessed man. Y'all kind of know the story, but what I thought was interesting, the guy who ended up being the Crow, there was a part in there where he was going through his transition, and I don't know if he was in hell or whatever, and he was trying to avenge his girl's death, basically, right? And so in the midst of that, the guy that was in hell with him was like, yo, like, you can bring her back if your love remains pure. And so he went on this streak of just killing folks because he was trying to avenge her death. But it hit a point where that love, that pure love that he had, turned into anger. And it was like, yo, once you cross over into this space, it's like you never go back, and that type of deal. And the reason why I thought that was interesting is because I've always had this idea, like, of folks who, like, may self-defense. Like if you end up killing somebody in self-defense, right? Like at that moment though, like you're a murderer, but it's out of self-defense. Like, is there something that triggers in you that makes you feel like if I did it once, I could do it again? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. I know that's kind of weird, but I think about things like that. You know what I'm saying? Dave, have you ever like had a thought like if somebody Because I don't know. I guess I get infatuated. I don't even want to say infatuated. I'm always wondering just the eyes of a killer. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like if you do the first one, does a person become numb to it, or it's like it's wild to me? You know.
I think, man, honestly, I think that for the majority of the people that do it, you try to find ways to forget about it.
Forget.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think you find ways to forget about it. For the ones that kind of like, I don't know, the ones that like talk about it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nah, you ain't the one.
Yeah,
The
for
ones
sure.
that it's the ones that you seem like they trying to forget some stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
man. So like I say, man, for those who've seen that was just kind of something that I picked out. It's a lot of the things in that movie that I could, like I said, storyline wise, I'm not giving y'all too much because it was still some stuff in there. I'm looking at the dude. I'm like, now why are you in this home? Or why are you in this detention center? It was real spotty. So, and I don't think it was supposed to be a movie that was built off a storyline. So, but like I said, I did enjoy it from the aspect of like once my man got the killing and wilding out, it got crazy. So it was mad blood everywhere. It was John Wick, like I said, to the fullest. It was over the top. Another movie that I seen over the weekend stars Tyrese, and it's called 1992. Come to find out, it's executive produced by Snoop Dogg, and man, Snoop is everywhere. Shout out to Snoop doing it, and co-starred Ray Liotta, and it was actually may his soul rest in peace. It was actually his last film that he actually was in, and so 1992, man, it takes place during right after the Rodney King riots. And so just a summary of it, you have a father who's Tyrese that's in it, and his son. It's really this relationship, black father protecting black son, but the father is a gangster who just got out of prison and is, you know, pretty much living his life right, has a regular job at a warehouse, and during these times of the race riots. And so what I thought was interesting just from the plot of the film itself is that we hear, this is the twist in the story is like, you would think, once again, 1992, set on in the West Coast, LA, right after the riots happened with Rodney King. So you take this real issue and then you put a twist on it. So basically, the twist is that there was some guys, Ray Liotta and his family, that was planning a heist, planning to steal this metal that was in this warehouse or whatever, so they can get rich. You can sell metal, people breaking into stuff, selling tools and stuff, and making money. And so basically, they were going to pull this off during the riots while people were looting in the streets and all of that. And so Tyrese is like I said, is a reformed gang member, and you know, like I said, turning his life right, and the whole premise is protection of his son, who he just received custody of. And so I thought in this movie, while it was entertaining from a perspective of a robbery and just that twist in it, I found it very inspiring, and the life lessons that were being taught during the movie from this father-son relationship, right? So you have this young boy who's pretty much inspired by the riots, you know, and feeling like we have to go do something. And Pops is like, nah, there's another way. You don't have to do it. And that was his whole thing, is like teaching him and telling him, is like, you don't want to go this route. And like I said, and Tyrese's character he was an OG. He was an OG, like where the folks in the hood respected him. He was like top ranks. And so it was a lot that his son didn't know about him in that. And so in the film, long story short, the place that the guys were pulling the heist on is where Tyrese worked. And so basically he was going there to keep his son safe. Him and his son was going to stay there for the night and be safe while the riots and stuff was going on, because they were like in the belly of the beast right in the hood. And so they get caught up in the middle of that. He comes out and is saving the day against these robbers and all that. So it was entertaining, but like I said, I think the overall message of, you know, you have your highs and lows of police brutality, them getting pulled over by the cops, the son having to watch his father really, I would say, mature from being, you know, from his past. And that was his whole thing, is like moving forward from his past and trying to turn over a new leaf, but still having these things that kind of haunt you in your past, that pops up, that these triggers. And I thought one of the key things in this film that I really noticed was that, like I said, I keep repeating how Tyrese was in the gang, is that throughout all of these scenes, he never wanted to use a gun to avenge the death of people that was happening in the film, right? Like everything that he was doing was like, we don't need to use a gun. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna use a pole. I'm gonna use whatever around, but I'm not gonna use a gun. And I thought that was very. I peeped that because there was plenty of times I'm like, bro, just get the strap and shoot these. But I think it was very conscious of them trying to show that. And like I said, and once again, that relationship of the black father stepping in, getting custody of his son, and trying to make sure that he went down the right path and not make the same mistakes that he made. And so, like I said, I think it was you know, places it was over the top in certain scenes. So if you haven't seen it, I definitely think we should support it. We need to support it. I don't know how long it'll be in the theaters, but make sure you really go see 1992. Check it out. And like I said, executive produced by Snoop, and like I said, it was Ray Liotta's last film, and so, you know, he did an excellent job in that. Another movie tying in to the black male perspective is a movie titled The Forge. The Forge is it's a Christian based movie, and prior to seeing it, I had several friends asking me if I've seen it. I seen it come across my timeline, but I hadn't you know, checked out a background in it. But just to summarize it for those who haven't seen it, you have a young man around 19 years old, a single parent home, living with his mom, basically couch potato kid, playing basketball, irresponsible, not in college, but you know, she done hit the point for him. It's like, yo, you gotta pay rent, you gotta work, you gotta do something. You can't just sit here and play video games all day. And so in the midst of that, of him going to go find a job, he ends up getting a job at a fitness center with a mentor, or a black man. Once again, this black man, young man relationship, who's basically a mentor, but he's also what we would call a leader in discipleship. And so basically, we watch in this film this young kid go through the motions of changing his life for the Lord, but all due through this leadership of the mentor. And so I think it's a movie that everybody should see. You know, families should go and see. But once again, I'm going to lean on the black man son father relationship. I think is very important. And one of the key things in this film, it talks into discipleship, leadership, and also forgiveness. And as I was speaking about this young man, one of the things about it that I found interesting in it is that as he was going through his transformation and just learning the word and just being responsible, that was one of the key things that the mentor asked him. Was like, he asked me, he said, hey, how do you see yourself? What do you want to be? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I know you're saying about being accountable, being responsible, being somebody that he could depend on, or that people can depend on. And you know, it's this battle in the home where in the beginning he's like, I gotta pay rent, and mom's is like, yo, like, yeah, you 19 years old, yeah, you gotta do that. And he's stumbling, he's borrowed mom's car and supposed to be looking for a job and going to go hoop with the homies, like everything that you can imagine a 19-year-old kid doing. But I say that to say, as he was making this change, there hit a point where he comes face to face with his father. And mind you, like I said, his father wasn't in his life. And at that moment, he had this pent up anger in him, and you've seen it happen on the camera, right? You've seen it happen in the film where he hadn't been delivered from that forgiveness from his father. And so the message at that moment was like, yo, the mentor had told him, and said, the father that you have is, in the Lord, in the Spirit. That's who you need, but you have to find in due time that forgiveness for your father or whatever he's went through. And I thought that was interesting because you find a lot of kids that have a lot of baggage and hurt with a parent not being involved, right? And I know one of the key things was, he was like, the story that we always hear, dad is supposed to pick you up from school, not pick you up from school. He's supposed to work on the car, not working on the car. Like the things he's supposed to do, he's absent, absent father. And so while this young man was making his transformation, all of this anger comes out, and he basically almost loses his job over his temper because, he actually had to be face to face with his father. And so it just made me think, I always I have some of my partners that may be going through things where they don't have custody of their kid, right? And I always wonder, is like, man, like that relationship when the father is not there, if it's by choice or if it's by circumstance, like where they can't, like the level you have to get to of this thing of forgiveness and trying to understand and mend things. And I'm always telling my partners, like, yo, don't give up, always try to reach out. But then I'm also, if I'm talking to young kids or mentoring to them, is like, yo, leave space open for that relationship with your parents. Because you only get one set of parents, and we don't know we don't know what they were going through, why they're not there, anything like that. But I think it was just very important to see that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think about that all the time when I think of those type of relationships. But overall, like I said, it was, and there's more nuggets and pieces in this film that I just thought was really good. It's a really good story, and I didn't know what to expect. The last movie, I'm not gonna lie, that I seen that was Christian based, it wasn't good. It wasn't. I'm not gonna say the name of it because I don't want to put it out there like that. But it was in the theaters, and the acting was bad. But this was a really solid film. So I do recommend people going to go see The Forge, like I said, and come back and talk to me about it. Tell me your thoughts, and we can get into a deeper discussion. You know what I'm saying, about it. So like I said, that was that. Now, the movie that I was most excited about seeing is Blink Twice. Blink Twice was directed by Zoe Kravitz, and it was starring Channing Tatum and what is her name? Now, y'all give me 1 second because the young lady in it, black chick, Blink Twice. What is her name? How do you pronounce her name? Naomi Aki. But yeah, Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz directed it. Man, listen, when I say suspense thriller, y'all know, like I said, hopefully you all have seen it. That movie right there was a real suspense. It was real. It was twisted. And so the premise of it was, man, it's feel. I don't even know where to start with it. Basically, like I said, on the short scheme of things, you have Channing Tatum, which his name is Slater King in the film. He's runs a nonprofit organization. The film starts off, and we don't ever know exactly what he's apologizing for. Basically, he's starting out on the TV screen, or it's a big event, and he's had to step away from his leadership position or whatever, and now he's back at it. And I know he's this apologizer, he's doing this therapy and all of that, and so he's turning into this righteous person as it appears to be. And then you have the star Frida, and her friend Jess. They're working for this company, and their whole thing is they're like what are they servers? Like they're working in the food and beverage industry, and they're working in an event. But their whole thing is we trying to make money. We want to get out of whatever situation we in, and so they're at this event where they're serving at Slater. He has this big gala event, and then at the end of it, it's like, hey, we about to go to my island and kick it. Y'all want to come? Red flag to me. Very random. Like very, very random. So you got just chicks just saying, yeah, I want to go because this seems like the thing to do. Very, very random, right? And so you go to this island. They have all of this food. It's drinks. It's just party lifestyle. Like, and the one thing that was really interesting is when they took the phones. So 3-4 days after, they don't know what day it is. Like I said, now imagine just drinks, food, drinks, party. And that right there let me know like something ain't right. Now, two of the things that I peeped in this film. Oh yeah, let me just stop real quick. I gotta go see it again. Like this is something that I'm gonna see again. But at the beginning of the film, and I know Daytrick will chime in with me here in a minute. I heard Frida, like I said, that's the star. She's looking at Slater Channing on her laptop. Like I said, like who he is as a person, and she says revenge. No, she says success is the best revenge. And when I heard that, I was like, this means something. I don't know what it is. Now, mind you, for those who haven't seen it, at the beginning of this movie, it already says like, beware, there might be sensitive things that goes on in this film. They give us the headline, like there may be certain things that's very triggering. So that kind of let me know that it might be some domestic violence in play, you know. And so when I'm first looking at the film or at this first scene, I'm like, oh, that's her abuser. Like I immediately thought that was her abuser. But then we get into this event, it's like they don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like so that threw me off. And so basically throughout this whole week, 2 weeks, month, however long they're really just drugging these chicks, these women that are there with them, and you know, we get to the scenes of the abuse and all of that. And so the few things that I want to point out in this film was, like I said, that idea of success is the best revenge. And so when you think about people getting back at folks, sometimes, you know, we live on the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth type of deal. But I thought that was interesting because the way the film ended, for you all know, is like she became very successful. And so I think about that when we are angry with our boss or anything. Like when we have a sense of revenge, what is the best way to look at it to get ahead of someone? What you have any thoughts on that, Daytrick? Like you a revengeful party?
Well, I think that in some ways I do agree with and look at it like that. I like say for instance on jobs that I knew that I was about to leave.
Yeah.
On them last days, I would work my hardest. Yeah. I want them to know what's leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unlike some people, they'll mess up and tear up stuff. I want you to remember what I want you to remember me on a good note.
No, for sure.
Man, we missing that.
Yeah.
And so I can get that. And I think from what I take of it, she became the CEO of the company.
Right.
Of his company.
Yeah.
So it definitely, like you, I got to go watch it again.
Yeah.
There's some stuff I need to go see again.
And then you all who have seen it, you know, this idea of forgetting is a gift. And there's a lot of context with that too. And so a part of them, basically what they were doing, they was drugging these women, but whatever they were drugging with was making them forget. You know what I'm saying? And so you have this scene in there where he's going through this therapeutic piece, and he's like, I'm sorry. Like, and how we know is like forgiveness is easy, or to say I'm sorry. And we always say change behavior is really like anybody can say I'm sorry, but it's the forgiveness, right? But he also said forgetting is a gift. And when I was sitting there, like before I even got to the end, I'm replaying that in my brain, just thinking like, yo, like, cause you know how people say, I forgive, but I won't forget. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they say. And even in the sports analogy, it's like a coach will tell you that last play is the last play. You got to forget it and move on. But to forget something is really hard to do. So like,
and it's crazy to me because in some sense, I get it. But for me, if you forget, then do you really learn anything? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if I forget my traumas, if I forget do I really learn how to be better? That's I'm
right.
like,
Well, I mean, but that's the manipulation part of it, is that if I make you forget like it never happened, then that, you know, people can't. What will happen is, oh, this is good. It'll repeat.
Yeah.
It'll happen again.
Yeah, it'll happen. Yeah.
It'll happen again.
Subject for it to happen.
If you that's what happens when you push it to the back of your brain, and that's what pretty much that's what experienced in this film. And another overall theme in this too is, like I said, because you have these men manipulating these women, and come to find out, all the women that were on this island or resort, they didn't know each other. Like they just randomly. So like women, like, be careful and safe when you having your hot girl moment and wanting to hang out. Like dudes is crazy. I mean, this film shows that like really, really crazy. And so I did enjoy the part where the women finally started coming together. And it's like, yo, we coming together to kill you.
Once they started talking, they realized that neither one of them even knew. Not only did the girls didn't know each other,
right.
They didn't know each other, but the guys didn't know one from they didn't know either. So it was like nobody knew each other.
Nobody knew each other. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really crazy. That's why I said it's like that film. I'm gonna have to do some more reading on it to just find out. Like, I mean, like he was a psychopath or you know what I'm saying, whatever he was. But you know, another thing in it, as we talk about this domestic violence thing, that one of the key women, the older women, what is her? Let me see here. Let me find, because she's a famous actress. Gina Davis is in it. She plays Stacy in the film. But once she started coming to and having her memory, she was one of a woman that was like, yo, I didn't want to remember. Like, so then you have the woman, like you have the battle where there's women who's trying to pull you out of a situation, and a woman is so enslaved in this abuse that what they've trained their brain to do is like, yo, I want to forget. I like, this is all I know. I don't want to think about the traumas, and that's scary too, you know. And so, like I said, I thought the film hit on so many levels. It was, like I said, it was, man, once they start showing the different rape scenes and all that, it made me very, very, very uncomfortable and sad. And it was one girl, and it's like this, like in all groups. It was one that knew what was going on. Like, it was like, yo, something ain't right. Like, something ain't right, and she got killed. You know what I'm saying? like it was like, yo, like she knew that this whole thing wasn't. It's like, yo, like, how many days we been here? How long we been here? So those who've seen that film, if it's
then she got bit by the snake.
She got bit by the snake, right?
Since she got bit by the snake.
Yep.
It brought her memory.
It brought her memory back.
Rid of her,
That's it. Right. And so that's what I'm saying. I feel like it was some significance in that. And if you've seen, like, even the way the men, everybody that was there, that was on this resort or island. So for those, like I said, this whole idea of forgetting is a gift. The way they set cats up was like, they had this perfume or fragrance that they would spray, and that's and I think they had a lot of it in the food as well. They were lacing the food with stuff that would just have you so out of it, have you hallucinating and doing all these things. So they messing with your memory. And so what we come to find out at the end, for those, like I said, this is spoiler alert. This show is spoiler alert. We talking about what happened with the film, but Naomi, Frida, come to find out, is like, she's been a repeated guest at this resort. This isn't the first. So this is something that she had been doing until she started drinking that venom and got the memory back and figuring it out and all of that. And so that's why I said I need to see it again, because I'm looking at that first scene when she's looking at him and says revenge is the best revenge of success. And so even
so it's like, is there a piece of her that remember that she's
right,
been there before?
Right. And just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because even the way she was like I said, and man, that first scene, she was looking at him like I'm looking and saying this is her abuser. Mm-hmm. Like that's that. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was such a coincidence that y'all just at this event and know how to move around. Like, why do you want to go back and be with what I'm saying with this guy? Why are you doing that? So. Man,
and I want to say one last thing. It's like one thing about this movie that it's a lot of different nuggets you can kind of pick up from a movie like this. Mm-hmm. But one of them is like, it's funny how people respond to traumas different. Yeah, some people want to forget. Yeah. Some people want to waddle in it. Yeah, and some people are able to remember and learn and push forward. Yeah, so it's a lot of different. I know a lot of people that. That may have been abused growing up as kids, people that they had a hard life, and like with me, a lot of my stuff, I'm able to like, I can look at it like I don't care to forget it, but I can see how I become better. And you got people that just they don't want to remember, or they sit back and they just 50 years old still crying about something that happened at 10. Yeah. So you just never know how traumas affect a person, and that's something where this movie kind of it's almost like this movie makes you look at it that way. Like, man, people get it. Like with Gina Davis, she like, look, I'd rather forget.
So, which is wild. I mean, that's what's interesting. Like I said, they used all of these things, and in the midst of that, while all these women are going through what they're going through, understanding with this man, like this site, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because when he had that breakdown scene, he's like, I'm sorry, forgive me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so you wonder, it's like, it's like, what is his thing that he's trying to get through? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I almost
looked at that part as if he was showing you that he can show you.
He can show you.
He was showing you that he can show you.
Yeah, I get that.
The actions don't have to line
up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can. Yeah, I can say it serious. I can say it. I can have tears in my eyes and everything. And the actions don't line up. Little nuggets, like I said, little nuggets you look at like, man, that's crazy. Yeah. It's people that convince you that they're sorry. And you really not.
You know what? And lastly, I had a friend that said to me that's seen the movie. She said she felt the way that Frida kept him, and she felt like she chose the man over the girl that was leaving. That was like, you sure you want to keep him alive type of deal. And I was like, dang, I didn't. She was like, so she felt like, like women still choosing the man or choosing that. And I was like, man, I didn't look at it. I didn't think of it like that. I still looked at it as her putting him under the spell.
Yes.
Now, you know what I'm saying? And that the other girl wanted to get away and be like, I'm good on it. So it wasn't, her revenge wasn't necessarily like everybody else's revenge, like death. Mm-hmm. Let's kill him. Yep. And so I think Frida was like, we're gonna make him suffer. Yep. And the suffering is more than the easy way out and just killing you. Yeah. So
my wife didn't like it.
Yeah.
My wife didn't like it. I don't think she viewed it the way it was intended to be viewed. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she viewed it the way it was intended to be viewed. A lot of times, my wife, she like for the movie to come on. She don't need an explanation. She want shoot it up, boom, boom, boom.
She need to go see the Crowe.
Firecrackers and all that stuff. She want the explosions.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's a perfect movie for her. So this movie like this where you gotta sit back and pay attention, like every little thing. Even when the movie, like with you, when the movie first came on and it showed that, what was it, a reptile, some type of lizard or something? When it first came on, I'm like, what's that?
What is it?
And it came back. That caught my attention. Why? I was like, why did they show that?
Why did they? Yeah.
And then later, it was what she saw when she was coming through. she saw when she was remembering getting raped before. She saw that same lizard.
Yep.
Whatever it was.
The snake, whatever it was. Yeah.
So those things.
And even the nails.
Yep, the nails.
The fingernails.
Fingernails.
All like I said, so it's just so
the
much.
Scar. He looked on it. He said,
"Yeah,
how did you get that?" Like he told, "How did you get that scar on your face?"
And,
did it show how she got that?
Right, and that's what was crazy. It was like that was the thing. It was like he was experimenting on them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or this was his.
Well, also too, those was his way of making sure that they don't remember.
Right.
Because remember, he would say,
"Yeah,
you having a good time?"
Yeah.
And he was paying close attention to their response.
Because
if they said anything different,
right,
or the body language is different, he knew. Okay, they're starting to remember.
Right.
And so he kept asking him,
right,
even that scar on the face, to see if using that as a testing them to see if they remember anyway.
Right.
And that's what I think that's what he was doing. But I'm definitely going to. Hopefully you're gonna see it.
Yeah, man. No, we gonna do that. we probably have to bring it back and drop some more nuggets in there. So man, y'all please go see. Like I said, man, blink twice. It was all the movies that I talked about. You know what I'm saying? 1992, The Forge. I thought, like I said, I was really the Forge was really solid. Like I said, I was just shocked. And if you just need some crazy action, like I said, I didn't go into The Crowe as much. I may do that just on a spare time and talk about that. But like I said, my top definitely is Blink Twice, The Forge, and we want to support 1992. So yeah, man, y'all check back with me in a few weeks. We'll have more movies lined up, man. September is filled with more. I'm seeing all type of stuff coming out, man. Like, so I'm here. So once again, remember, it's Maul on Movies. I'm not a critic. I just like movies. Peace.